Play North, this is the Manitoba Games Show. The games are coming to Thompson March 4th to 10th, going to be happening here at the curling rink and at the TRCC, the Norplex pool, and all around town. Look for us on the web. www.manitobagames is a great place to sign up and volunteer to get some information. And if you're looking for us on social media, use hashtag PlayNorth. The games attracts all sorts of volunteers. Some of them are pros, and some of them are amateurs like myself that want to just give something a shot that they don't really know too much about. We're both part of the communications committee. Joining me is Blake Ellis. Blake, you are actually a pro. You have a little bit of training in the media, and we're the communications group, communications and media. Tell us a little bit about your background in all of this stuff.
Oh, my background in my media. So I went to Conestoga College in Kitchener, got my journalism diploma, worked a couple years in Southern Ontario for newspapers, and then in 1998 found my way up to Thompson. Started off at the Thompson Citizen as a junior reporter, worked my way up to editor, worked for 10 years for the Thompson Citizen. And then after that, I switched to the other side of the table, and I went to the Burntwood Regional Health Authority. That's where you and I worked.
Yeah.
And so I was the communication coordinator. So I went from writing the articles to shaping the message, right? So I've been on both sides of the table.
Yeah, and it's awesome to be able to have you on our communications committee. And we've got a pretty good group. We've got Casper, who's doing communications with the city right now, and but then we've got a number of volunteers who are just sort of interested in this stuff, but don't have kind of the same formal training you do. So it's so far it's been a really great group. What attracted you to volunteering with the games? How did we get you in the fold? I know Sandra just told me Blake's in. And I was like, this is fantastic. I love it. So how did that play out?
Well, I think. Well, being involved in council, I was involved in that getting the Sport Manitoba coming to Thompson and saying, hey, we need Thompson to take on the games. Vernon can't do it. So then, I think I looked back today and from my messages and my emails, and I had got an email on the 5th of February from Sandra Ross Hitch saying, hey, can you be part of this committee? And definitely I believe in this. I believe in the community, and it was a no-brainer, right? So. And we look back on all our different events that we've held over the years. Recently the 2015 Rogers Hometown Hockey, the phenomenal. I think Rogers walked away from that and went, wow, Thompson can really put on a show. And we look at the Tanker from '94 and the Scott Tournament Hearts, and we're sitting in the curling club, right? So the Scott Tournament Hearts, the curling club. The Burntwood Curling Club always puts on a good show and puts Thompson on the map, and I think this is we'll always say yes to an event like this, and because I think outsiders always look at us and go, wow, look at their volunteer spirit, and sports seems to be a rallying point for Thompson, right? So yeah.
For sure. So I think what you're saying is you may have never actually said yes. Everyone just knew you were in, and you got a phone call saying show up at this time.
I don't think I could have said no, but not that I would have even looked at saying no. But yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, you got an email and you showed up and you were in. So your portfolio with our communications committee is a little bit different than what you did with the Thompson Citizen in a small respect. So you're sort of doing social media stuff, right?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Yeah, when I started with the Citizen, it was 1998, so there was no such thing as social media, right? So, and we still did darkroom stuff, right? So, and
dating yourself just a hair, but okay, move on.
I know. So it's social media has definitely become that's how we communicate. Nowadays, right? So definitely we're looking at our Facebook, we're looking at our Twitter, and getting the message out through our phones and that kind of message, right?
Yeah, it is really interesting, I think, as our group got together this year, because these are the first few sets of games, certainly not the first, but where social media really, that's almost our main avenue for getting the word out, right? So how specifically are we doing that? What have you been up to so far?
We've been doing lots of messaging. I think our main thing that we're wanting to get out there is we want people to volunteer and we want people to register on the Manitoba Games website, right? So it's different. This is different than previous games where you just show up at a table and
put
say,
your name on a piece of paper
and say we want you to volunteer, and when do I show up? They want you actually to register on the website, and until you register, you don't count as a volunteer yet, right? So I think I was talking to the volunteer committee yesterday, and they have 224 volunteers as of today. We need a lot more. I think we're wanting to 1,000 volunteers. But I know they're out there. It's just getting them on the website and getting them a picture and registering them and then slotting them in, right? So that's one thing. The other thing is merchandise, right? So and Friends of the Games, right? So it takes a lot of money to put on these games.
This just in, happy thoughts don't make games.
No.
Money does.
Money makes the world go round, and Thompson's no exception. So we want to be able to purchase merchandise. So, we both have merchandise on, right? So, and actually this is Friday, right? So it's Fan Friday at Boston Pizza. You go down, you have a meal, you wear your merchandise, you get put in for a $100 gift certificate, right? So I think they're having that draw once a month.
Yep.
And we're needing Friends of the Games. We're needing sponsors. We're needing there's. I think the communication, we're a kind of a helper committee to every other committee, and so communications kind of touches everything, right?
Yeah, we get a little bit of everything. You're specifically getting your message out through mainly Twitter and Facebook. Are we using anything else beyond that right now?
No, I think that's mainly what we're using. What we're looking at, looking at signage also, and we're looking at the traditional media as well, right? So, but yeah, Facebook and Twitter. I think if you wanna find it, you just do a search on your Facebook or do a search on your Twitter. It's Manitoba Games, and off you go. And a lot of our volunteers are also sharing a lot of the messaging that we're putting on. So you might see it on your news feed. You might be a friend of someone that's shared it. So it's getting out there.
Yeah, and we talked that social media really is one of our biggest avenues for promoting the games, and the best way that people can help, even if you don't want to come to the games, if you don't want to volunteer, one of the things that you can do immensely to help us is to retweet, to share our Facebook posts, things like that, because you and I are pretty popular guys. Our network is kind of big, but we've got to reach a much broader audience in Thompson, and the best way to do that is to grow that web of social media stuff, right?
Absolutely. So, every time you see, if want to support us, every time you see a post, like it or share it, and that will put it on your news feed, and then it will be shared among your friends, and the network just grows. Right?
Yeah, we got to get it. We got to get out of our two networks as great as they are.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely, Chris.
Like, yeah, yeah, and yeah, even Paul's network isn't big enough for the Manitoba Games.
It's pretty big.
It's pretty big, but we've even got to grow that. Blake, thanks for joining me. Blake's in charge of our social media stuff. Hashtag Play North is what we're encouraging people to use, and like you said, www.manitobagames.ca is the place to go.
If you want to volunteer, go to that website. We need you for these games.
Absolutely. Games are coming to Thompson March 4th to 10th, 2018. They're happening at the TRCC and all around town. www.manitobagames is the place to go. Hashtag Play North. Thanks for joining me, Blake Ellis.